Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater here, and today I had an idea. I have been scanning a lot of these all pages. They're the page cards of the tarot, and I wanted to show y'all what I do when I'm cleaning up line art. So let's see if I can hold on. So for the entirety of the minor arcana, what I decided I wanted to do because I work digitally when I draw a Trailer Park Warlock. So, it's 6 to 8 hour workday, and I don't necessarily want to stare at a screen all the time when I'm making art. Like, it's very useful for making comics, but that doesn't mean I want to use it for everything. So I made a decision that for the minor arcana of the Trailer Park Warlock Tarot, I was going to do the entirety, or not the entirety of it. I still color it digitally. But at least for the line art, I was going to do that analog. So that means I'm drawing with a pencil, inking with a brush, and, just erasing the pencils and scanning them. So here's like the analog page for the Page of Cups. So we're going to do the Page of Cups. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to show you, is what I do to clean up my line art. And it's not like the most perfect method, but it works for me. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start off, I'm going to convert. So I scanned this page in, I scanned it in color, and I scanned it at 300 DPI. And the main reason I want to scan it in color is that this is my logic, and so far it's worked for most part for me. If you scan in color, you are going to retain more properties of the line art when you go to do the next part that I'm about to do, which is, excuse me, I need some water real quick. I was going to try not to cough. Okay. Which is, what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the colors for the pencil line art, so that what remains is the colors of the ink. And so basically what I do is right now it's in color. I'm gonna go into so this is in Photoshop. I'm going to image adjustments, going to levels, and then I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna look for pencil line art, because even after erasing, there's still there's still some remainder, like little pencil lines that are harder to see. You're not really going to notice them generally. So yeah, like that. So, and so what I did is from the levels window, I picked out so you see down here, there is it's a black eyedropper, a gray eyedropper, and a white eyedropper. So I'm picking the white one, and what it does is I'll pick a value and it'll replace it with white, basically. And so what that happens for the line art is you see like the color for the line art has changed, and what remains are like basically every other range in that spectrum of colors. But what I'm going to do next, or at least in a second, I'm going to just make sure. Yeah, that usually does the trick for what I'm trying to do. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to image, go to mode, and I'm going to switch it over to grayscale. So that means it ditches all of the colors in like the RGB spectrum, and it kind of converts it just to a spectrum of values between white and black. So it does that. And then next, I'm going to go back to mode, go back to image, adjustments, levels. This time I'm going to pick the black eyedropper, and this is going to replace the range of colors that I pick with a darker color. Usually like a pretty, like a black, usually. So I'm going to pick, usually I have to do a couple of spots. Yeah, that's good. So right now, you know, still looks a little bit messy. And I might pick one more. This is another reason why I don't do analog artwork as much nowadays, because it's just hard for the art, like the line art, not to end up messy. A little bit like messy. And I do like the cleanliness of digital. All right. So next, I'm going to go to image, adjustments, and I'm going down here to threshold. What threshold does is it basically takes all of those mid ranges between white and black and deletes them. So I'm not gonna touch any of these settings. I'm just gonna hit OK. And yeah, there you go, voila. So you have just white and black. So next I'm gonna just get a white pencil. That's too big. I'm just gonna go in and clean up a little bit, just in spots that need to be cleaned up. And once that's done, this picture will be ready for coloring. Now, you don't necessarily have to do all of these steps in order to get, you know, I mean, that's kind of, ultimately it's up to you to decide like what range of values you want. If you're doing a digital drawing, for me personally, and this is just like what I've learned working in comics, it's generally, if you're going to be doing it in color, it's just generally easier if all your line art is broken down into just white and black. And the main reason is it makes the line art very simple to select in case you want to manipulate the colors of the line art. It also makes it simple to select for flatting and for other aspects of coloring, which I could certainly, I've done some videos about it, and I'll make sure to link it at the end of this video. I hope I can remember. I'll try to remember. I think I can remember. At the end of this video, I want to link a tutorial that I did for when I was coloring Plants vs. Zombies, and I go through pretty much I think the entirety of my coloring process in that tutorial. But today we're not gonna mess around with coloring. I'm just getting these illustrations ready so I can port them over to my Google Drive, have them saved on the cloud, because this weekend I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I'm going to go hang out with my dad in Baton Rouge and probably just drink and watch movies. I don't know what we're going to do. But I needed a break too after I've finished season 2, Trailer Park Warlock, and I did take some time this week to plot out season 3. Okay, so I think this is how I want it. I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna move on over to the next one. So this would be the page of Pentacles. We can go through the process one more time. All right, go image, mode, no, not mode, image, adjustments, levels. Pick white eyedropper, pick line art. Oh, come on. All right. And then go to mode, no, yes, mode, image adjustments, levels. Pick the black eyedropper. All right. See, even then, some of the line art is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit chunky. All right. Go back to the black eyedropper, pick another value. Okay, it looks, I think it'll be fine. I'll just clean up a lot of stuff. All right, and then adjustments, threshold, voila. And all right, back to cleaning up. So like I was saying, I was plotting season 3 of Trailer Park Warlock, and I mentioned this a lot to readers. In general, my feelings about season 2 are I liked it a lot. I do like how it turned out. However, I am listening to a lot of feedback from readers, and a lot of people were either confused or felt like the story dragged on, like it got a little too serious, a little too whatever. Fair enough. I mean, it's a pretty big divergence from season 1. So I'm going with that and listening to what readers have to say, and I'm gonna season 3. My intention is to find a happy medium between like light episodic stuff, but then also still having some kind of an overall arc. Like as much as I enjoyed season 1's like airiness, I guess, I don't know how else to put it. I don't want every season I write to be like that. I want there to be some kind of driving force to the overall plot. And that doesn't mean like every episode is going to have plot, but there's going to be a little, it's going to start as background plot, and it's going to, slowly move forward into the foreground. And some of the stuff I set up in season 2, like in early on in season 2, not like before even Pointu showed up. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that, like, something I want to do is I want to spend a lot of time in this season trying to figure out how to describe it. Defining like the relationship or the friendship between Herman and Jake. That's one thing. I want to define better sort of the friendship between Jake and the kid in the trailer park, Nate. There's going to be a couple episodes with them. And then I also want to go a little bit into the Mancers Union. I'm not going to go hard into it, but there are going to be some episodes where we actually get to see other working warlocks. We're going to see actual people who are representative of the Mancers Union. And then we're going to do some other fun stuff that's kind of more of the paranormal aspect, where I say paranormal. When I say paranormal, I guess I mean like aliens and cryptids. And there's going to be a little bit of that. I'm going to try and make a little bit of everything in this season. My intention is that what I liked a lot about season 1 was the variety of subject matter that I could cover. And that's what I was missing while writing season 2, because after a while it's like, well, okay, everything's now about these relationships. It's about certain heavier themes. And I like all that stuff, but I don't want I don't want every episode of Trailer Park Warlock to be like that. I just don't. And ultimately my intention for season 2 was that I wanted it to be something that could be to some degree walked away from, which, I mean, after this week's episode, I mean, Pointu and Revenstone they're done. Somebody asked, like, well, are we going to see them again? I'm like, not anytime soon. They're gone. So I hope y'all enjoy what remains of season 2. There's 2 more episodes. And I hope that you're feeling excited about season 3. I'm feeling really excited. There's gonna be some really fun stuff, some really silly stuff, and I also want there to be a lot of. I'm still working towards having a lot of heartfelt moments in it too. It's gonna be a little bit more about that than like season 2 is so it gets kind of philosophical in points, and as much as I like that and I like to write that, at a certain point I was just like, well, this is getting kind of heavy, like this used to be like a really doofy story and really lighthearted, and now it's like there's blood and and that was always my intention. It's just like there's the difference between having the idea and executing the idea, and as I was getting into executing the idea, I was like, well, probably not going to do this again. But I'm glad I got it out of my system. I now know, and that's where I am at this point in terms of how I relate to season 2. All right, so yeah, this one right now is the Page of Swords. Yeah, and I was talking about this character earlier, Nate. Giving him a foam sword. All right. So I'm gonna clean this up, and then after that, I think I'll just show you all the Page of Wands real quick. After I clean this up, and then we will sign off for now. I'm trying to think, what else do I want to divulge about season 3 right now? There's going to be more of Russell, Bev's dad, his business as a ghost trapper. I'm still trying to figure out, so the end of season 3 is going to have like a bigger arc, about probably a little bit bigger than the arc in season 1 with Buddy, Jake's golem. There's gonna be more golems, but I'm gonna be doing it. There's a funny, I don't know. I had a funny conceit that I'm gonna employ for this, for these golems in this season. What else? Excuse me. Well, I know that there's some other things that I just can't remember. Oh, there's Vapomancers. I'll let you try and figure out what those are going to be. I'm still trying to figure out how, like, I'm going to utilize the idea of a Vapormancer, like, completely, but I have the basic idea. All right, I think this is done. I think I cleaned it up. Yeah. Okie dokie. And so, yeah, this is the Page of Wands. I'm going to clean this up in a little bit, but I'm going to leave y'all for now. And I hope you're all having a good day. And hold on, hope you're all having a good day. Hope everything's going well. And stay safe out there. And I'll talk to y'all later, all right? Y'all have a good one. Bye.